Matt Bomer and Jonathan Bailey do some pretty unspeakable things to each other on camera for fellow travelers. Whether it's the Bridgerton and Wicked star sucking on Bomer's toes in the premiere episode or the white collar and Magic Mike stud channeling his inner Dom Daddy throughout. It's the kind of sexual escapades that force you to clutch your pearls and then realize, I wasn't even wearing pearls. How did these get around my neck? Maybe it's because we don't often see this kind of raw, unfiltered depiction of gay sexuality put on display for television, even on a premium network like Showtime. I had never read anything like that before in a screenplay, Bomer tells EW. It's provocative, and it's all the things that will draw an audience in, or at least get people talking, Bailey remarks in a separate interview. But then, why is it there? Well, it makes sense. To Bailey's point, there's a lot of story packed into the intimate moments of fellow travelers. It's like tricking someone to eat their vegetables. The two nearly naked, handsome Hollywood actors in their prime is the alluring melted cheese, but that desperation you feel emanating off two societally suppressed gay characters is the broccoli underneath. Anything that feels voyeuristic or chemical to the audience whilst watching it is right, because that is just how overwhelming it is when you do finally come together in a world that deems your love and intimacy foul or incorrect, Bailey explains. So it becomes a multidimensional experience for the performers, but also for the people watching at home. I just think there's no doubt with this that the art of the sex scene is so profound. Bomer and Bailey star in fellow travelers as Hawk and Tim, who first meet and start an intoxicating affair in 1950s Washington, D.C., a time and place when Senator McCarthy Chris Bauer has launched the Lavender Scare, purge of homosexuals from government positions. The series continues to track Hawk and Tim's relationship across decades, often bouncing between the past and the drama's 1980s present, when Bailey's Tim is stricken with AIDS. The 7th episode, White Nights, premiering on Paramount Plus Friday and on Showtime this Sunday, sees these on-again, off-again lovers in the 70s on Fire Island. Bailey's mustache says it all. The sex reflects this next setting, which was, and still is, a rare safe haven for these men to express themselves openly. The actors knew how much emotional and physical intimacy would be required of them for fellow travelers from the jump. It was all on the page, Bailey recalls. I read the script before I spoke with showrunner, Ron Niswaner, so I knew exactly what they were trying to do. The pair recall meeting with each other in Toronto, where the show primarily filmed, at Goldstruck Coffee on Cumberland Street. It writes itself, Bailey jokes of the shop's playful name. We were like, we need to see how each other are doing. We got to know each other in a way that was vicariously through the characters. That first conversation, we were totally committed to having each other's backs.